At 3:30 a.m. on Sunday, June 15th, 2025, IMPD officers violently assaulted Devin Hunt. In light of multiple videos capturing the attack and the events that led up to it, IMPD released a statement describing a falsified series of events that did not really happen to justify their actions and to attempt to prosecute the victim of their brutality. IMPD said an officer observed two men begin shouting at one another and engaging in a physical confrontation as a crowd gathered around them. While people were shouting, there was no fighting. IMPD said officers intervened and gave multiple verbal commands for both men to separate. One of the men walked away while the other remained. In reality, Officer Stephen Rizke is clearly heard giving a command to stop, and Devin Hunt immediately complies. After Devin stopped, Rizke took an additional step toward him. Devin asked what the officer wanted. Rizke did not answer, and instead mockingly repeated the question back to him. IMPD said the individual allegedly squared his shoulders toward the officer and struck the officer's hand after the officer physically extended his arm to create space. But remember that it was Officer Rizke who established himself so close to Devin, not the other way around. In reality, Rizke attacks Devin, shoving him backwards, and Devin moves Rizke's hand away in legitimate self-defense.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
As he says, "Stop, don't fucking touch me," Rizke raises his pepperball gun. IMPD said he fired 3 projectiles from a high-pressure launcher, but you can plainly see and hear 4 shots hit Devin in the chest. A photograph of Devin's chest taken after the attack shows 4 welts. Even so, Devin does not escalate in response. IMPD said, as the officer moved in to detain him, the individual pulled away and attempted to flee. But that isn't what happened at all. Rizke approaches Devin and grabs his left wrist. Rizke has not told him that he is being detained or under arrest. Rizke yanks Devin's left wrist forward with his own left hand, forcing Devin to take long steps forward as he tries to stay on his feet, and then pulls backward on Devin's backpack with his right hand. Devin takes long strides to remain on his feet, but does not attempt to start running away. He stops, and as he stops, his left shoe falls off. Devin leans to his right as Rizke pushes him away from his natural center of gravity over his feet. Devin takes a step forward to stay on his feet, and Rizke pulls him to the left with his left hand and pulls back on his backpack again, forcing Devin's legs wide. Rizke steps in between his legs and shoves him backward onto the ground.
Are you serious? Are you serious? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?
IMPD said during the struggle to gain control of the individual's hands, another officer delivered 3 strikes to the individual's torso in an effort to secure compliance and take him into custody. Ryan McKee, the officer who punched Devin, was violently attacking someone who was already pinned to the ground by 4 other officers. As soon as he was tackled to the ground, Devin's arms were in front of him. Another officer grabs his backpack and flips him over. A second later, McKee approaches and smacks Devin in the face, then pushes his face into the sidewalk, splitting his lip. There is no struggle to gain control of Devin's hands. His left arm was grabbed by one officer, an officer kneels at his head, and McKee grabs his right arm and puts it behind his back. Once his arms are behind his back, McKee punches him 3 times for no reason other than to terrorize him. We've broken what happened down piece by piece, but in reality it took less than 30 seconds for Devin to go from being told to stop and immediately complying to being shot point blank with pepper balls, yanked around, tackled, slapped in the face, head pushed into the ground, and punched. Devin did everything the cops told him to do, but that still wasn't enough. Just days ago, Fraternal Order of Police President Rick Snyder praised IMPD officers for keeping their fingers off the trigger during the Ice Out of Indy protest that coincided with Game 3 of the NBA Finals. And just days later, IMPD is back to showing Naptown who they really are. IMPD says videos like this raise important questions. The question we have to ask when we see cops like Rizky and McKee is, how will our community organize to stop racist police terror?